Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to the JC2K video. Today I'm going to be giving out my Season 7 predictions for Season 7, obviously, of NBA 2K21 Myteam. And I'm pretty excited for Season 7. I'm really hoping it can bring more hype into the game. Like I talked about yesterday, I'm not thrilled with the direction that the game went in Season 6, and I think that's kind of an understatement in all honesty. If you haven't seen that video, feel free to go check it out. But I am going to be giving my predictions today as to what I think we'll get for all the different game modes, rewards, token rewards, possible domination, spotlight sims, all that type of thing. So before we hop into it, if you haven't, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're like 60 subscribers away from 1400. Trying to hit that in the near future. I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But yeah, let's hop right into it and see what I personally predict for Season 7 in my team. So starting off in Season 7, I mean, there's a couple cards that I know we're going to get. I don't know who we're going to get, but I know that we're going to get an Ascension card. I know that we're going to get an exchange card. But every season, those cards have been mediocre at best. Got Rudy LaRusso and Lou Hudson as the last two exchange cards. And then Ascension is Billy Cunningham and Adrian Dantley, who, again, both very, very mediocre cards. Not particularly good at all. So, me personally, for the Ascension, I could see us getting somebody at the point guard position. I don't think we've gotten a single point guard all year in Ascension, which I think is kind of odd. So I do think that this will likely be somebody who can play the point guard position. And a guy that jumps off the page to me is a name who I could see 2K 100% putting in Ascension is a guy like Gus Williams. He seems to get a good card every year. Last year he got an Opal. It was a terrible Opal, but like I could definitely see us getting a 98 overall Gus Williams for the Ascension, or even a Dark Matter. I don't expect that the Ascension and exchange cards will be Dark Matters, but it's possible. But I think a guy like Gus Williams could definitely be an Ascension card in Season 7, which I could really see as a very likely possibility. In the exchange, I'm gonna actually go with somebody a little bit bigger with a little bit bigger name. Lou Hudson has a decently big name. You got guys like Bob Cousy who got a card who had a decent name, even Elton Brand. So I'm gonna go with somebody in the exchange who I think has like a relatively well-known name, and that name that I'm gonna actually pick is Dikembe Mutombo. I could see us getting a 98 overall Dikembe Mutombo with like a 70 or 75 three-pointer, who's really not all that good of a card at all, but he's a type of name that some people might lock in for, who knows, and 2K might make a little bit off of. But it's again, the exchange and the Ascension are just not something to be super excited about in this game. They've proven over and over again this year that those just aren't things to be excited for in general. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was the token market. I expect that we will get a dark I expect we'll get a pink diamond. I don't know who the pink diamond will be. I don't really have a prediction for that. At this point, the pink diamonds aren't great cards, so I'm not going to actually put a prediction out for the pink diamond, but I think it'll be a point guard if we get one. We may not get a pink diamond card, we'll see. But at the Opal tier, a guy I could see us getting would be somebody like potentially a Gilbert Arenas. The only Opal point guard that we have from the token market is Gary Payton. The last two have been Moses Malone and Bob Lanier, who are both centers. I could see us getting a point guard or even a shooting guard, small forward, somebody like that. But a name that popped in my head as a historic player who's relatively well hyped, not super overhyped, but kind of on the same level as a lot of these other cards in the token market, is a guy like Gilbert Arenas. I think he'd be a good card. As a small point guard, they juice his badges, make his stats really good. He'd be a really good card for a small point guard. Not a great card overall, but a decent option. Really probably a solid card. Gilbert Arenas could definitely be a fun card to use, especially if they change its release. And then in the Dark Matter token market, I'm certain we'll get another one because we got Pete Maravich last season, so I'm sure we'll get another Dark Matter this season. But a guy who hasn't gotten a card since Season 1 is somebody who popped out to me as a guy who I could see us getting in the Dark Matter token reward, and that's Julius Erving. He's a historic player similar to Pete Maravich and Ralph Sampson, who was the lock-in for Idols. But I think Julius Erving's way overdue for a card. We haven't gotten a Julius Erving since that pink diamond lock-in that I think was Season 1, right? It might have been Season 2, but I'm pretty sure J.R. Smith was Season 2. Julius Erving was the Season 1, I believe, lock-in for those 5 midweek content sets, and I don't know, he hasn't gotten a card since then, which I think is kind of wild. So I could definitely see us getting a Dark Matter Julius Randle on Friday in some form, and a place that I think he would fit in would be as a Dark Matter token reward. Another thing that I do see us potentially getting on Friday is either a new Domination or new Spotlight Sims. What I would personally lean toward is Spotlight Sims, simply because I know we're only getting one more Domination this year, and there's at least 2 more seasons left to go, so I expect that we won't get a Domination this season since we got one last season, and we'll probably get one the season after that. But in my personal opinion, a card that I could definitely see us getting, whether it's a Domination or Spotlight Sims challenge, is just like the main card, because I know there may be other cards, or there definitely will be other cards if we get Spotlight Sims, but The guy who kind of jumps off the page to me for this is another guy who hasn't gotten a card since a diamond in like season 2, and that's Tim Duncan, who if they change his release, Tim Duncan could be a really, really good top center in the game. He's going to be great defensively. He's going to be a really good rebounder. They'll probably choose his athleticism and his ability to shoot. They just need to give him a better jump shot. That's the biggest issue with Tim Duncan, is that he has a really wonky jump shot, similar to a guy like Dirk Nowitzki or a couple other cards who have seen jump shots change this year. And if they change Tim Duncan's jump shot, give him a smooth, easy to green jumper, he could be really, really good card. And I could see us getting a Tim Duncan for Spotlight Sims or Domination. The next thing that I know we're going to need is we're going to get a triple threat online card. We're going to get a triple threat offline card. So first, for the triple threat offline card, the last 2 seasons, the first triple threat offline card, which is the one I'm going to be predicting, the one that came first, was Don Olin and Jerry Sloan. So that's 2 guys who were not nearly as good as the second triple threat offline card that came later, which was Kermit Washington to Danny Ferry. But I think keeping in that trend, we'll get a mediocre token market or triple threat offline card to start the season. And a guy who kind of jumped off the page to me as an option for this type of thing would be somebody like Reggie Theus, I think it's pronounced. He's decent. He's 6 or 7 at the point guard position. With his release on very quick, it won't probably be a bad release. He'll probably be a pretty good card, similar to the way that Jerry Sloan was a pretty good card at the beginning of the season, but I don't expect him to be a top point guard. I don't see him being on the level of, well, definitely not Ben Simmons, but even a Luka Doncic, Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway, Lonzo Ball, those other like top 5 point guards. I don't think that Reggie Theus would be up there on that level, and I think the first triple threat offline card this next season will be a card that's pretty mediocre, similar to that. In terms of triple threat online, this season we got Julius Randle and Ron Harper, who are 2 pretty good cards. I mean, they're not great cards, but for the time they came out, they were definitely solid options. Borderline God Squad level players the day they came out. At this point, they're a little bit outdated, but they're still not bad. You can still compete using those cards. And another guy that I think we could get probably is a Dark Matter. I would guess we'll get a Dark Matter in Triple Threat Online this season. And a guy who I kind of came to mind to me is Eddie Jones, another guy who hasn't gotten a card since a Diamond in season 3, season 4. I think it was season 3. And his Diamond card was really good. He's a really solid shooting guard. I'm sure they'll give him great dribble sigs, really good badges and stats. And I could see him being a really, really good card as well. And if we got an Eddie Jones in triple threat, I'd be excited to potentially grind for him and use him on my team, because I think he could be a really, really good option, and I think he's a very likely candidate for triple threat online. The last 3 are the kind of the rewards that we're always most excited for, which is My Team Unlimited, My Team Limited, and Level 40. So the least exciting of those is My Team Limited, because as much as we sometimes get hyped up for the possibility of getting a good limited card, we really haven't gotten a particularly great limited card this year. The best cards we've gotten are Jaylen Brown, Russell Westbrook, Rashard Lewis, and even Westbrook and Rashard were super mediocre. So for me personally, a guy that I could see us getting in limited, who I don't think would be a great card, but would I think be a good card, and I hope they give us a good card in limited. Like I was complaining about yesterday, give us better rewards, and I think there's a good chance that 2K will give us better rewards this season in limited and unlimited. And I'm not expecting a great card in limited by any means, but a guy like Amari Stoudemire is a guy who I think is a power forward center, has athleticism, can shoot the ball, he's got a decent release, he'll play decent defense, he's a little bit undersized for the center position, but he's a good card. He'll be very similar, I think, to a guy like Blake Griffin. Just a really, really nice stretch big with really good athleticism and decent speed as well, and solid defense. I think he could be a really good card, probably worth grinding for a lot of players as well, and I think we'll get a Dark Matter limited card as well this season. So a Dark Matter Amari Stoudemire would definitely be a good card, and that's who I'm personally predicting for the limited reward in Season 7. In terms of unlimited, I'm going out on a limb here, because when you look at the unlimited cards that we've gotten this year so far, it's not beautiful. Where are my unlimited rewards? I don't even know. That's Domination. I can't even find them. But the unlimited rewards, here we go. The best card we got from Unlimited all year is Paul Millsap by far, but he was a midweek or a mid-season reward for Friday content for winning unlimited games. The last 3 seasons we got Michael Redd, Cedric Maxwell, and Kevin McHale. McHale was the best center in the game when he came out for about a week, so I'll say that. I think that he was a good card. Maxwell even was solid. Michael Redd was pretty mediocre even the day he came out. Paul Pierce was good. Iggy was mediocre. Patrick Ewing downright sucked. And I'm really hoping 2K will up their game a little bit, because Michael Redd was certainly a letdown this last season. In fact, I would almost rather run Maxwell over Michael Redd. But for me personally, I would be so excited to see them put a card like Kristaps Porzingis in Unlimited. I think we'll get a Dark Matter card in Unlimited as well, and I think a guy like Kristaps Porzingis could bring so much hype into the mode as a really, really exciting limited card. A guy who'd be a great card, really fun to use, a God Squad level player, but also probably not game breaking. I don't think Kristaps Porzingis, at least in previous 2Ks, has been a game-breaking option at the center position. Well, in 2K20 anyway. 2K19, you could make the argument he was. But I think a Dark Matter Kristaps with a 90-ish speed, really nice, amazing offensive badges, give him the ability to slash at a high level and throw the ball down, in terms of contact dunks and athleticism and stuff, and really solid defense as well. You give us a Kristaps Porzingis who is similar to Bol Bol. He doesn't have to move as well as Bol Bol. I'm not asking them to make him Bol Bol, but if you make him similar to Bol Bol with maybe not quite as good dribble sigs, I mean, that would be an incredibly exciting card. It'd be worth grinding. A lot of people would be very, very excited to use a guy like Kristaps Porzingis. And I personally, as a Mavericks fan, would be thrilled by Kristaps Porzingis. We haven't gotten one since the Pink Diamond in the Inferno set. That was several months ago. We need a Kristaps Porzingis. They put him in Unlimited. It brings a lot more attention and enjoyment back into the game, which is really what I think 2K is missing right now, is people having things to grind for, things that they enjoy, cards that are rewarding to grind for and get. And for me personally, I'd be thrilled by a Kristaps, and I think he's a solid option for the Unlimited reward. And then finally, we have the level 40 reward. This season, we got J.R. Smith. And J.R. Smith was, I don't really think anybody will argue that he was worth it. That being said, he wasn't hard to get at all. Like, if you want JR, you can get him. I got 88,000 MT or XP, almost 90,000 XP without grinding a single intentional XP challenge besides the Tony Kukoc challenge this entire season. And I hope they make XP easier to get next season, similar to this season, but also make it worth it. J.R. Smith wasn't the best card in the game the day Season 6 started. Before he was even available, he wasn't the best, not best card in the game, best point guard in the game. Luka Doncic was better than J.R. Smith. Luka Doncic came out at the beginning of Season 5. Like, that's not acceptable. David Robinson at least was the best hitter in the game for a bit. We got guys like Steph Curry, Dwayne Wade, Blake Griffin, Kawhi Leonard, who were elite for their time at their position, like best player at their position for a month. Even David Robinson was best player at his position for what, a week or two, like a couple weeks at least. David Robinson was really good. I got a lot of good use out of that David Robinson card. He's really, really solid option, and I really hope that 2K goes back to that this season. And the guy that I think we'll get, I know he's another point guard, shooting guard, but I think we'll get Dark Matter LaMelo Ball. And yes, the 2K Myteam page did kind of spoil this this morning, in that they retweeted a tweet about like Hornets concept art, and one of the players on there was LaMelo Ball. So I think that was kind of them giving us a hint that LaMelo is coming this season. But I would absolutely love to see LaMelo Ball as the level 40 reward for this next season. He's an incredibly exciting card. I know people would be thrilled, like beyond thrilled, to grind for a LaMelo Ball card. He'd be a top point guard in the game. He's a huge name. He's really fun. He's a great card. He's really fun to use. He would just bring a ton of interest and excitement into the game, and I really think that's what 2K has been missing these last couple weeks, especially since the game has really started to die off and struggle toward the end of Season 6. And I would love to see a guy like LaMelo Ball bring more energy and life into the game and reinvigorate. I think it'd be really good for content creators, for just the casual player. I think it'd be really fun and great to give everybody an opportunity to get an amazing, fun card like a LaMelo Ball as a level 40 reward. And I really hope 2K not sees this video and takes my advice, because I'm sure they already have what they're doing for all their rewards already, but I would be thrilled if they decided to cater to the community like that and give us an amazing card for free. So that is going to do it for this video. If you did enjoy, please make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think of what your predictions are for Season 7. Who do you think will get Unlimited? Who do you think will get Unlimited? Who do you think you could get as Token Market, both Opal and Dark Matter? Even the Triple Threat rewards, level 40. Just let me know what you think. I'd be really excited to hear y'all's thoughts down in the comments. And if you haven't, make sure you hit that subscribe button like I said earlier as well. Help us get to that 1,400 subscriber mark as soon as possible, and I'll keep pumping out content for y'all. I'll be back with another 2K video very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.